The Dusi Canoe Marathon is proudly brought to you by the KZN Department of Sport and Recreation, Isotonic Game, and Hansa.
There's a real buzz here at the headquarters of the Natal Canoe Club at Kamsdrift Canal in Pietermaritzburg. It is the start of the 63rd edition of the Dusi Canoe Marathon, an arduous, tough journey from Pietermaritzburg down to Blue Lagoon in Durban over 3 days. A journey that took the pioneer of this great event, Dr. Ian Plyer, back in 1951, 6 days to complete. These racing men and women will be charging down to Dusi Bridge on day one at a rate of, well, perhaps 2.5 to 2 hours 45 minutes for the leading crews. It is a serious race and a serious challenge for them all.
Plenty of action first up in the city with 3 weirs and then a quick-fire battery of rapids and a low-level bridge before the day's first big portage, Campbell's Farm, and then the second biggie at Guinea Fowl. The traditional cannon start for A-Batch, and it's a K2 or doubles championship here, and all the crews with a shot at the title are here. Hank McGregor and Jasper Mocker, the first boat to nose into the Ernie Pierce weir, followed by Andy Burkett and Spornello Zondi, and then Cam Skuman and Jacob Adam, then Murray Starr and Andrew Adia. Great start by them. A few turns downriver, the leaders go under Chief Albert Luthuli Road into the Witness Weir, with a big crowd cheering them on. Already the front 2 boats are clear, with Skuman and Adam grinding to stay in touch. Just behind them, it's rush hour as A-Batch crams down the weir side by side, bumping and barging, and there's drama with some big names in trouble. Piers Cruikshanks and Siseko and Tondini are out here. Also, Lance Kime and Tulani Mbanjwa. Huge upset in the first few minutes of the race. McGregor and Mocker still leading, and they're gunning it to the portage. Burkett and Zondi shadowing them, with the frantic A-Batch trying to stay in touch.
Well, the women just about to get underway in the 63rd Dusi Canoe Marathon from Kamsdrift Canal here. Abby Ulansky and Robin Kime going together here. Robin, how's the combination been going over the last week or so?
The combination's feeling very good. It seems that we naturally gel very well together. Our paddling's feeling very smooth, our running's feeling smooth. We would like a few more weeks to prepare, but this is what we've got, and today's the day, so we're going to do what we can.
C-Batch and the short list of crews for the women's title. 4 boats quickly onto the front bunch on Kamsdrift, with Abby Adi and Anna Adamova the first into the chute, with Robin Kime and Abby Ulansky right on their rudder. Kime often swims here, but she bucks that trend nicely. Funny, every year that she's swum, she has won the race, so let's see if she can beat the jinx. Some of the other seeded women make up for Robin's successful passage down Ernie Pierce weir. It's a touch embarrassing in front of the big crowd. Adi and Adamova lead into the Witness weir, stroking their way all the way through it, keeping the boat speed up, and of course Kime and Ulansky at bay. Then the portaging starts. The short Surridge Farm hop leads to the tough 4.3 kilometre Pine Trees portage at Campbell's Farm. And here Burkett and Zondi kick up a gear and they take charge at the front. Zondi is arguably the best runner with a boat on the shoulders on the planet. And Burkett has managed to match him, stride for stride. Straight over the Campbell's Farm Bridge, they run into the orchard at the hole-in-the-wall portage, and already McGregor and Mocker are out of sight, 20 seconds back. The 2 crews now 2 minutes 30 clear of Skuman and Adam in third. With a sniff at the lead, Burkett and Zondi gun it to make it count. After the hole in the wall, a short paddle takes them to the tortuous Guinea Fowl portage, and the spot where Burkett and Zondi had planned to attack and extend their lead. Burkett holding thumbs that his ankle injury holds up here. But spare a thought for McGregor and Mocker, who have had no time to train together, and they are delivering on the runs. Ditto for Cam Schoeman, whose shoulder injury had him in doubt. He's now blitzing towards the Dusi podium in third with Jakub Adam from the Czech Republic. Cresting guinea fowl, Burkett and Zondi are flying. Now, all eyes on the stopwatches, and as McGregor and Mocker walk into sight, the gap is 3 minutes. Unbelievable. Back on the river, Burkett and Zondi are not holding back, and despite the heat, they're looking at extending their lead by trying to paddle away from the world marathon champ. Burkett himself, the current under-23 world champ. Race on.
Well, the news from the river is quite dramatic. We know that Lance Kime and Tulani Mbanjwa have broken their boat at Commercial Weir. They're out of the top 10, but leading after a terrific run are the pair of Andrew Burkett and Sibonela Zondi. They come through Mission Rapid here with 12 kilometers to go and a lead of around 4 minutes over Hank McGregor and Jasper Mocker.
Schoeman and Adam ricochet down Mission, but the end result is good for them, but they are now 9 minutes 20 off the leaders. Then Kwanda Mhlophe and Zonele Nzuza in fourth, a great race from the Changer Lifers, and juniors Damon Stampen and Tubisi Kele up into sixth. Just after Mission Rapid, a short pull down to the Finger Neck portage. Burkett and Zondi still feeling great, and the stopwatches reflect that. 3 minutes plus ahead of McGregor and Mocker, and Schoeman and Adam solidly in third. Pretty lonely race for them, they're all on their own. Burkett and Zondi set off from Finger Neck. McGregor and Mocker walking and slipping, disconsolate from the splits that they're getting from their seconds. The top six unchanged at the put-in at Finger Neck, and the temperatures starting to hot up significantly. Back to the women's race. Adi and Adamova lead into Guinea Fowl. But here comes the slow poison of the experience of Kime and Ulansky, with the sisters Bianca and Tamika Hall rocking the race in third. A great effort from the under-23s. By the end of Guinea Fowl, the lead is reversed and Kime and Ulansky ominously take charge, with Adi and Adamova now playing catch-up. Into Mission, it is Kime and Ulansky, now a mum of two, her youngest son just a year old, but showing off the pedigree of her 8 Dusi titles. Adi and Adamova now 30 seconds adrift. Day one has been a tour de force for Burkett and Zondi. They have attacked and made chunks of ground every time that they've upped the pace, and they are stoked to take the day one win. Eyes on the stopwatches now as McGregor and Mocker come into sight. The lead, 5.5 minutes. In the great Dusi tradition, you set up your win on day one, and it's yours to lose from there. Schoeman and Adam in third, another 8 minutes back.
How was it out there?
Oh, look, it was fantastic. We had a faultless day right from the beginning. We led through Maritzburg, sucked up all the vibes and the awesome aura that the Dusi is all about. And Jasper was super strong the whole day, and we had a faultless day. We really enjoyed it, and we ran as hard as we could. We just got outdone by 2 pedigree runners, and it's not over yet. I don't want to wish the worst on everyone, but yeah, there's still 2 days left, and anything can happen.
Kime and Ulansky still lead the women's race as they run Finger Neck and then Cabbage Tree, but Adi and Adamova are right behind them. This is becoming the closest women's race in many, many years. Adamova, however, slips and falls on the run at Cabbage Tree and gashes her knee as Kime and Ulansky take the win and then wait anxiously as just 30 seconds pass before Adi and Adamova come home in second.
It was hard. Anna and Abby paddled and ran superbly well, so they made our day a lot more challenging.
So 20 minutes separate the top 10, with junior Stampen Kele stunning the race with their 6th and Soweto paddlers in 8th and 9th. The women's race is a 2-boat affair already, but so close.
Well, in true Dusi tradition, another brutally hard day. First day of the 63rd edition of this great race. Paddlers coming off the water now exhausted. It's still very, very hot in the valley, and a fantastic performance by our leading pair of Andrew Burkett and Spinello Zondi. They've got a handy lead, and the women, well, it is so close going into day 2, which will take them from Dusi Bridge down to Inanda Dam.
1,643 paddlers started day 1 on what turned out to be a brutally hot KZN day. But then the Dusi is meant to be tough, the ultimate canoe challenge. Everything changes on the second stage as the paddlers leave the small Umsunduzi Valley and head into the massive granite boulders and the big water hydraulics of the Umgeni system, the ultimate destination, Inanda Dam.
What's the plan today?
Well, the plan is, I guess, just to eat away slowly at the lead. You know, we don't want to go out too hard and try and be heroes in the first half an hour, first hour. It's a long day.
A long day indeed. 2 quick runs over the saddles and then into the Umgeni and plenty of rapids to the Ngomeni Hill portage. Then more rapids and finally the arduous grind across the dam. 6 a.m. elapsed time starts and Burkett and Zondi take off like scalded cats. Interesting, they are a tailor-made Dusi combo, but in the process, they have become really close mates. And in K2 racing on the Dusi, that counts. The word on the banks is to watch out for McGregor and Mocker as they hunt down the leaders by the dam. 2 unbelievable surf skiers and marathoners on a mission.
Well, Cam Schoeman and Jacob Adam are sticking number 3 on their boat here. Cam, you're looking to try and change that today?
Yeah, we're going to give it a go. We enjoyed day 2. We've tripped with it a lot. I had a pretty good mentor when I was a junior, and Stotts, who's won this race a few times, who's shown me the lines. Lance Calm is coming from behind, but we're not too worried. Hopefully he's a bit far back, but yeah, we're going to go for Hank. Hey, why not? Let's give it a go.
True warriors. Day 2 is a complex matrix as the 3 frontrunners head into a long day, laced with countless difficult technical challenges and rapids where anything can happen, and your race can be over in a heartbeat. The 2 saddles portages help to shake up the field, and the hot juniors now under pressure from Cruikshanks and Ntondini and Kaiman and Banjua, the 2 massive comebacks on day 1.
Whilst the gap in the men's race is a sizable one, and the women's race is less than half a minute between the first 2 boats. And the first boat, Abby Olansky and Robin Keim. Robin, how much of a psychological advantage do you think just finishing ahead of the other 2 was on the first day?
It's definitely a slight advantage. Our strength is in our running, so we would have hoped to have a much bigger gap than that. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a tight race from here to the finish. But it is a slight advantage finishing ahead. We would have been feeling a little bit further down if we'd been 30 seconds behind. So a slight advantage there.
A real thriller in store in the women's race. The big question, just how sore is Adamova after 8 stitches to her knee? And how will that affect her on the runs? The Horse sisters thrilled to be 3rd overnight. At the saddles portages, there's still nothing in it. Mental pressure just as massive as the practical margins. And Ulansky, who admits that she is undertrained, under serious pressure. Confluence. And after initially hearing that McGregor and Mocker were closing in, Burkett and Zondi fired the afterburners and soon had their lead restored and more. Into the portage at Willem Shoot they go, every step of the portage rehearsed. The mind-numbing pressure of McGregor and Mocker, out of sight but not out of mind, and ready to pounce on any error. Schoeman and Adam also portage at Willem Shoot, as they too are under pressure from behind, with Kwanda Mhlophe and Zonele and Zuza styling through confluence. Past the sprayed Hyacinth, Burkett and Zondi power down to the takeout for the Ngomeni Hill portage, past the halfway point of the overall race, and another opportunity to attack and use their Herculean running skills on the hills. By the time they get back down to the river, the well-oiled machine still running so slickly, they have added a full minute to their lead. Now, 6.5 minutes back, McGregor and Mocker have to deal with another disappointing split on a day when they had hoped to be reeling the leaders in. And the chasers are after them like sharks with a sniff of blood in the water. Safely through his nemesis Tombi Rapid, where he blew the K1 race last year, Burkett steers their K2 into Hippo Rocks, a shallow scrape to get into the feeder channel, but again their homework has been immaculate, and they master Hippo in the medium to low level Umgeni River. McGregor and Mocker take the same line, and the outcome is also the same. A fascinating look at the women's race, where Robin Keim is running hard, towing their K2. She has become a brilliant trail runner and is taking all the pressure off Abby Ulansky, who is clearly no match for her on the portages. But it is on these portages that they are winning this race. 80 and a hurting Adamova now 1.5 minutes behind. Keim and Ulansky under a hairy moment exiting Gumtree Rapid. They keep it together and head into Tombi, which they ace. And then they do the same to Hippo, and that puts all this pressure squarely back on AD and Adamova. Up ahead, Burkett and Zondi hit Inanda Dam for the 11 kilometers of flat water to Mcinsi Resort. Adrenaline tops up their flagging energy stores as they hurtle across the dam. And for today's celebrations, it's a forward tuck from Berkey. Nice. McGregor and Mocker now some way back in second, but they aren't holding anything back. But as they get to the line, their deficit on the leaders has ballooned to over 9 minutes from the overnight 5.5. Cam Skuman and Jakub Adam also leaving everything out on the water. In the women's race, Keim and Ulansky have asserted themselves handily and now have 4 minutes at the headwaters of the dam. It's been an up and down day for AD and Adamova, as a swim at Big Bend has derailed what was another potent chargeback. The numbers that count going into day 3, a 9-minute lead, but look at the staggering chargeback by Keim and Mbanjwa, up into 5th from 18th overnight. AD and Adamova erased 2 minutes of Keim and Ulansky's lead on the dam, and they start day 2 just 2 minutes behind.
A truly spectacular view of the Inanda Dam from up on high. It was built in 1989. Until then, the paddlers in the Dusi went all the way along the Dusi Umgeni River and down to Blue Lagoon. Now, it is, apart from anything, the finish point of day 2 of the Dusi Canoe Marathon, which is where Andrew Burkett and Sibulelo Zondi are resting up after increasing their lead to over 8 minutes over the chasing pair of Hank McGregor and his partner Jasper Mocker. Day 3 is going to be tough for Mocker and McGregor to make up that time.
Day 2 is the killer. With heat and a lowish river, it was one of the toughest Dusi days in decades. But that is what makes this the ultimate canoe challenge.
The third day of the Dusi Canoe Marathon is short and sharp all the way down to Blue Lagoon, but of course it is one of choices, Burma Road or paddle round. It is likely that the leaders, Zondi and Burkett, will run over, and Hank McGregor and Jasper Mocker, they're a long way back. They might take their chances if the water's good and paddle around. It's likely to be good because there's been a good release from the bottom of the dam.
The first batch, B batch, off in the thick gloom at 5:30 a.m. Then at 10:45, the start of the brilliant new reversed order format.
What lies ahead? I know you've got Burma ahead of you, you've done your homework, but we all know, and you particularly know what can happen today. How are you feeling before?
I'm feeling nervous, but with Andy Burkett we'll try our best to maintain the mistakes, because we want to win this Dusi this year. We have done a lot of work to come to Dusi.
Tops Needle is a rough wake-up and then a spate of big rapids that take you all the way down to the Burma takeout to go over or around and enjoy these great rapids. Everyone back together above the pump house weirs, and then it's pinning the ears back for Blue Lagoon in Durban. 9 hard-earned minutes in the bank. Burkett and Zondi set off at the start of elapsed time. With water spilling over the dam wall and 35 cold Cumex being released from the bottom, will they go for broke or play it safe? Flying into the portage at the dam wall, Burkett has his girlfriend, Olympic bronze medalist Bridget Hartley, for support on the run, and she's struggling to keep up. McGregor and Mocker are set off in second. Another 10 minutes later, the SA Czech combo of Skuman and Adam, the twin brother of Anna Adamova, are set on their way. Side shoot, and Burkett and Zondi look to be playing it safe on the river, shooting Top's needle from halfway down. McGregor and Mocker have also opted for safety first, and they also shoot Tops from halfway. Kime and Ulansky are 23rd overall and also start in elapsed time, leading the women's race. Their plan definitely to go over Burma Road, and Abs must be looking forward to that. They hit the full river and master Top's needle. Burkett and Zondi are on Burma Road, hot, steep, inhospitable Burma Road, and they are flying. And there they hear that McGregor and Mocker have also opted to run over the hill. Cam Skuman and Jakob Adam have gone around. They've portaged Island and they shoot the lower reaches of Island fine. But the word on the river is that Burkett and Zondi ran Burma in 25 minutes 10 seconds, and that is a ridiculous number. They portage Pump House Weirs and the Rapids, but they have earned that luxury, while their chasers have to shoot it and the rapid below. The N2 freeway, and Burkett and Zondi can taste victory in the hot, humid Durban air. They power home to complete a peerless Dusi victory challenge, topped off with a typical Berkey celebration on the line.
I didn't actually think we were going to open up a gap in the beginning, and we got a split at the bottom of Burma, and we had opened up a little bit of a gap. But from there we just stuck to our race plan, and we knew we had a lot of time to play with. And you know, you'd rather come first by 2 minutes and risk it than come first by 15 minutes. First is first, and that's what we wanted to do today.
Tenacious to the end, McGregor and Mocker seal their second place. McGregor's second in 2 years. Skuman and Adam equally strong finishes in third. Now, let's get back to that thrilling women's race. Kime dragging their K2 down Burma Road as Ulansky crests the horizon, while Adi and Adamova have opted to paddle around. Here at Island, you notice Adamova's now got a different paddle. She broke hers on the portage and had to borrow this unusual one from a struggling back marker. Tamika and Bianca Hoare holding on to third. Ahead of them, Robin Kime and Abby Ulansky make a statement by shooting the Pump House Rapid. A hat-trick of K2 wins for Kime and Ulansky's ninth, that's a record. But behind them, more bad luck for their chasers in the closest women's race ever. Adamova's been hit on the head by a stone lobbed at the Five Fingers Rapid. She just grits her teeth and powers to the finish, bleeding profusely. A real heroine.
Abby, Robin, congratulations. It was always going to be a tight, tough day. There were nerves, there was all sorts going on. Describe your experiences today.
It was, we knew it would be a tough day. There was a bit of a side wind across the dam, and we just tried to hold it together and keep the girls off, which we did. We had a great run down dam wall, and Robs drove really well until the Burma takeout. We did a really, really good run over Burma. Robs was fantastic on the way down. I was just trying to keep up, and she had the boat. And we had a clean day. We paddled really hard to keep the girls off coming into Durban, and we did, but they did really, really well.
So the champs added a further minute to their overnight. Kaiman and Banjwa leapfrogged up to fourth, and Stampentele lost their gold medal dreams as they were shaded by Wood and Troutman. The most thrilling women's race ever, another second for Abby 80, but a classic advert for women's paddling.
Well, as the tide comes in from the ocean, so the paddlers have been getting out of the 2014 Dusi Canoe Marathon after phenomenal paddles by Andrew Burkett and Sibonolo Zondi, and the women's category from Robin Kime and Abby Ulansky. And every single paddler who's completed this phenomenal, iconic South African endurance race must be congratulated. Another huge success until 2015. Cheers.
Alvarez, followed by Andy Berger.
The Dusi Canoe Marathon is proudly brought to you by the KZN Department of Sport and Recreation, Isotonic Game and Hansa.